Okay, boys and girls, pay attention. The Marble is going to show you how to make a straw man.
So let's say you have a job. Your job is to you're a surveyor. We're going to send you out so you can get a some good measurements on this stadium. Your assignment is to figure out what the floor looks like. If you go into that stadium looking at all the things that are above your head to try to figure out what the floor looks like, you're going to have a hard time. Thus is the logic of the heliocentric enthusiast.
Now, Marbles, whoever said that looking up will determine the shape of the Earth? Can you please cite that somewhere where somebody actually said that looking up will determine the shape of the Earth? You see, looking up will tell you what the Earth is doing with relation to the other objects around it. But to be honest, the Earth could be a cube at that point, as Marbles explains here.
It's two totally unrelated topics. You're not going to figure out what the ground is supposed to be if you're looking up here all the time. We're talking about this.
So then why did you bring it up?
as if the spin of the Earth has actually been recorded in some sort of experiment. It has not.
Aha. Bob?
When we got our gyro, and by the way, this gyro is an extremely mainstream gyro. It's used by the Defense Department. It cost us around $20,000 for this device. And we have run several tests with it, and I'm going to reveal one of them to you, and others we're going to be revealing at a later time. So what did we detect with our fiber optic gyro when we plugged it in and turned it on? Well, like many other people that registered that use these things, we also detected a roughly 15-degree per hour rotation, okay, or a 1 revolution per day, okay, measurement.
The stars do not determine that there is no curvature on the Earth.
Of course the stars have no bearing on curvature. Whoever said they did?
And yet, this is what they cling to. Makes no sense.
Who clings to the stars having something to do with curvature? Stars only assist in determining rotation, not curvature.
But this is, I mean, seriously, they want to talk about crepuscular rays.
Wait a minute. We want to talk about crepuscular rays? That's a flat earther argument about a near sun, brought up by flat earthers in dozens of videos, and it's even number 125 in the Book of Dubay.
You want to talk about, well, no, you see, the Earth would be fully lit. It's like they don't fully understand.
Honestly, I don't understand what point that was making, so I'll just skip that one.
Storm patterns to determine that whether or not the Earth is a globe.
Again, that would be determining rotation.
Oh, another thing I wanted to point out. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it back here. I got the moon. The moon's right back here by this tree line. It's like 2. No, not 2. It's daggone noon out here. It's like, 12:10, something like that. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Isn't that crazy? I mean, people say that the moon is supposed to be out only at night.
Well, the only place that I know that it is claimed that the moon should only be out at night is in the Book of Genesis. And why would it be weird for the moon to be out during the day? Here, I filmed this at 2 daggone noon 14:30 on the 24th in Germany. Here's a neat little experiment for you. When the moon is out during the day and the sun is out, get a ball, put it about a good 10 feet away from you, and then line up your view to the ball being right next to the moon in your line of sight. Phase is the same, so why would it be difficult for this to be out during the day in the globe model? It makes no sense.
That's what we're going to have to do at some point, is some experiments to determine where the moon is, at these different points.
And what does the moon have to do with the shape of the Earth?
Do some experiments with that. Maybe do some video stuff with some people, because they like to play that game and say, well, no, the moon wouldn't be visible from this place or that place. Well,
didn't you just say?
It's two totally unrelated topics. You're not going to figure out what the ground is supposed to be if you're looking up here all the time. We're talking about this.
And why would you need to experiment on the moon if looking up is somehow wrong when determining the shape of the Earth?
It's like 2. No, not 2. It's daggone noon out here. It's like, you know, 1210, something like that.
Hopefully we can expect a little bit more precision when it comes to your experimentation of the moon.
This is why I don't spend a lot of time debating with people, because, I mean, I'm like, yo, all you're going to want to do is talk about stuff that's unrelated.
And yet you want to talk about experimenting with the moon to discuss the shape of the Earth, after saying looking up does not determine what is down.
They want to talk about stars, but like to skip over the fact that we've been seeing the same daggone stars for all of recorded history.
While I don't necessarily disagree that we've been seeing the same stars throughout history, what would that have to do with the shape of the Earth?
It's two totally unrelated topics. Well, I'm saying, y'all, that's why I don't debate, man. I just snap off and just walk away, like turn the computer off, throw my phone across the room. Like, I can't deal with these people.
No, of course you don't debate with people, because you have nothing to say. You have nothing to back up flat Earth. There is nothing to back up flat Earth at all. Period. The only thing you got is, looks flat to me. So, Marbles wants to do moon experiments based on this logic.
Look, the moon isn't a solid object because you can see blue sky through it during the day. Obviously, it's not a solid.
Even though he knows from high-altitude balloon footage that the blue sky stops before it even gets to the moon. Then he mixes moon phases with eclipse shadows.
In the mainstream, we're told that shadows are caused by Earth blocking light from the sun.
Has a problem with a moon phase having a straight-line shadow.
Sometimes you even see a straight shadow across the surface of the moon. And that straight shadow doesn't really line up with that whole curved Earth thing, now does it?
Even after he showed it himself, seems to have issues with the technology existing to stabilize a telescope while filming the eclipse.
You realize that you were supposed to be watching it like this.
Can't seem to comprehend that Los Angeles, California, Fort Collins, Colorado, and Chipley, Florida would see the eclipse differently due to their positions on our rotating Earth. And of course, I would really have a hard time accepting any conclusions from someone who supports this.
Here we go, y'all. Morning of January 31st. It's getting light out, and to the west, we have the moon in a total lunar eclipse. It's blood red. See that? So how can there be a lunar eclipse? How can the Earth be causing that?
Wait for it.
When the sun is up over here. See that? The sunrise. See how it's light over there? That's the sun.
Need I say more? Y'all have a nice...
Oh my God.